person going. I will ask you the same question again. Why are you risking the lives of the residents? As expected, no answer, dialogue, or conversation. The last 10 months, a common topic item has been ambulance response times, and there has been little to no change. So again, I'd like to know exactly how the township manager and chief of police are monitoring the situation. Many meetings have passed, and we're talking months. Mayor, you stated that the manager and the chief are monitoring the situation, and many times have you personally been asked during these meetings to provide a report or a comment. So what written report or comment are you going to offer? Again, no conversation or dialogue. New faces in the audience tonight, you should be aware that there are delayed ambulance response times, and there is no ambulance responding from within Twin Rivers. As Chief Wasif just raised valid concerns and truths about EMS services, I will try to put them as realistic as possible, so hopefully you can try to understand. It took 11 minutes for a first responder to arrive on scene. Now, minutes into the assignment, a second medical call was dispatched. No ambulance from East Windsor responded. A total of 28 minutes from the original 911 dispatch until an ambulance arrived, and that ambulance was mutual aid from Plainsboro. District 1 failed and is continuing to fail to provide the minimum adequate staffing, as they do not have duty crew on that specific night. Now, a second medical call required the use of mutual aid once again, and that took 14 minutes. Meanwhile, no one again responded from East Windsor. Another assignment, only a first responder responds. No East Windsor ambulance, no duty crew. This is a weekend. Where is their uninterrupted service? Well, it took 17 minutes this time. Another call, no first responder. Let's review this. 14 minutes before an ambulance arrives. Once again, no East Windsor ambulance. Finally, a first responder shows up 14 minutes after that 911 call was dispatched. Relying upon neighboring municipalities for first assignments is outright irresponsible. Mutual aid is when neighboring towns call each other to assist when there are multiple calls at once. It is usually common for mutual aid to assist, but it is being abused. Mutual aid does not replace your responsibility to provide EMS services or staff ambulances. Now, this past weekend was only rain, but what if it was truly a hurricane? Where is the staffing? Who would have responded? Now, no excuse for not being prepared and ready. This township closed a rescue squad which emptied our station and would answer duty crew calls, first calls, second calls, third calls, and fourth calls, day and night. Did mutual aid come? Yes, sometimes, but not as often as it is being utilized today, especially never for first calls. You are allowing this to happen at the expense of individuals, residents, and you're jeopardizing public safety. You have 4 ambulances and 4 SUV first responder vehicles, and you're wasting the resources by letting them rot in a parking lot because you can't staff them. Think about response times and how long it would take for an ambulance to respond if you needed one. Think about what would happen if you were impacted and this town was impacted by a hurricane. And think about all the other types of potentials that could possibly happen. Could you faithfully say that the township, that you are in good hands and that there are not interrupted EMS services? I don't believe so. Have a good night.
Thank you. Anyone else here that's not spoken? Mr. Hummel?
Paul Hummel, 6
Candidate Hummel?